Today in our 2017 Ram 1500, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the CURT Class 4 trailer hitch receiver, part number 14374. This is what our hitch looks like when it's installed. As you can see, the cross tube is visible. However, it does have a round tube design, so it's going to fit good with the contour of the vehicle. The hitch is nice and flush with the edge of the bumper, so you're not going to have to worry about hitting your legs or your shins on it when loading and unloading the vehicle. Now, this is going to be a Class 4. It's going to be a 2" by 2". Your hitch pinhole is going to be 5/8 inch in diameter. It's going to have plate style safety chain rings, so it's going to give you plenty of room for different size safety chain hooks. Now you're going to have a 1,000 pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. You're going to have a 10,000 pound max trailer weight, which is a trailer plus the load included. Now I do recommend checking your owner's manual to make sure your vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. And you're going to want to pick the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Now you can use weight distribution with this. Tongue weight's going to go up to 1,200 pounds. Trailer weight's going to go up to 12,000 pounds. Now as far as the installation goes, this is a very simple install. Going to use existing holes in the frame. It's going to come with all necessary hardware. The only thing I suggest is getting an extra set of hands to help lift the hitch into place. Now we will give you a couple measurements to help you when deciding on any hitch mounted accessories you may need, such as a bike rack, ball mount, or cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pinhole to the outermost part of the bumper will be about 2.5 inches. From the ground to the top innermost part of the receiver tube will be about 19.5 inches. Now let's show you how to get this installed. So to begin our installation, we've gone ahead and removed the spare tire. What we need to do next is you're going to have a bolt on both sides of the vehicle. It's going to be holding your bumper beam up to your frame, and it's going to be this very forward bolt that we're going to be removing. When you remove it, we're going to hold on to because we're going to be reinstalling it. We're using a 13/16 socket. Now, because this is going into a weld nut, I would suggest if you're going to use power tools, loosen it with a wrench first. We'll do that same thing to the other side. Next, we'll take our small, skinny spacer block, one of our carriage bolts. We'll take our fish wire, and we're going to thread our bolt in our spacer block onto the push wire like this. What we're going to do is we're going to do a reverse pull in this large hole. Push the bolt up in the spacer block, pull it back down. At this point, we're going to take off the pull wire. You want to make sure you don't just pull it because the kit only comes with 2 of them, and you're going to need them for our next step. We're going to do this same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Next, we're going to take one of our pull wires. On the back side of our bumper beam here, we're going to feed it through the hole, and we're going to come out the end, just like that. Then we're going to take one of our large spacer blocks with a square hole. We'll put it on first. Go ahead and push it in the hole. We'll take one of our carriage bolts, thread it on the end. We're going to pull it out like that. Now we're not going to pull it through the hole just yet. We're going to do the same thing on this one. So now with an extra set of hands, we're going to put our pull wires through the proper holes. Lift our hitch into place. We're going to take our M14 bolts that we removed from our bumper beam brackets. We'll put those in place first, get our hold our hitch up so we can put in our remaining hardware. Next, we're going to take our flange nut, or one of our flange nuts, and we're going to put it on our bolts that are coming down through our frame. A little advice, if you take your finger and you put pressure on the bolt, it makes it a little bit easier when you're putting on the nut. We're going to do that same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Our 2 here in the center. We're going to remove the pull wires. And again, we'll add a flange nut. And we'll do the same thing on this one. Now we'll be using a 3/4 inch socket on all of our hardware that comes in our kit. We'll be using a 13/16 socket on the 2 bolts that are going into our bumper bracket. Next, we'll torque everything down to the specifications and the instructions. Then you're going to repeat that on all remaining hardware. Once you have all your hardware torqued down, you can go ahead and reinstall your spare tire. And that'll do it for a look at and installation on the CURT Class 4 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number 14374, on our 2017 Ram 1500.
Thanks for watching. Click the link in our description below to shop, learn more, or visit us at Etrailer.com. And leave us a comment if you have any questions.